That was some video of Maya Millete, or May, as her loved ones called her. She is that mother of three who went missing back in January of this year. Now, 9 months later, a bittersweet break in the case for the once lively mother who enjoyed life, the outdoors, and as you can see here in this video, playing guitar. On Tuesday of this week, her husband, Larry Millete, was arrested and charged with her murder. This after police revealed a barrage of evidence linking him to the sinister crime. I'm joined now by Maya's sister, Maricris Drouaillet, and her husband, Richard Drouaillet. First of all, I just want to say thank you to you both for your time, for coming on Court TV today, and our hearts break for you. Our deepest sympathies and condolences, and I know it can't be easy to talk to members of the media like us about something that is so personal and so awful. First of all, let me ask you how you're doing, because what a whirlwind this has been for you. And with that news on Tuesday, and Maricris, I'll go to you first, please, and then to you, Richard. How are you holding up?
It's been really hard. 9 months of not knowing where a loved one is, it's been a nightmare for us. And, and within those 9 months, I was still hoping, we find her, alive and well. And Tuesday was, I guess, like the heartbreaking news that I don't really want it to hear, or I don't really want it to happen. But it is what it is. But it's been really hard. It's heartbreaking, and I still can't wrap my head around it. I'm still in denial. That she's actually, gone, and the word, murdered, is still. It's very hurtful for a family to hear that a loved one is murdered. I still can't take it at this time. I'm still in denial.
Understandably so, Maricris. We watched the press conference the other day where you stood up. You were so strong and so brave to talk to everyone. And you can just see how beloved you are, all of the people who are supporting you and your husband and all of your family, and May, her children, and how they were actually shouting at you, "We love you, Maricris, we love you." And I remember you saying one of the toughest things about this is that not only was your sister murdered, but the person suspected of doing it is your family member, your brother-in-law, someone that you said was with your family for 20 years, and that your sister loved him so much. That's got to be contributing to this being so hard to even wrap your head around.
Yeah, they've been together since they were 18 years old. He's been with us since then. And, he has a family. We loved him. And that is so heartbreaking. That's so painful to go against a family. He is a family. He's the father of my three, of my, two nieces and my nephew. His back in January, when I called in and called the police department for my missing sister, we already got the feeling that he might have something to do with my sister's disappearance that day, but I didn't want to believe it, because he is the father of my nieces and nephew, and without their mom, they're gonna lose their dad too. So it's just thinking about the kids, the children, going through this trauma and not having their mom, and now not having their dad, and be called the murderer. It's really painful.
I can't even imagine, and the trauma those children are going through, as you said. I mean, it's really hard to even fathom what they're going through and how they're doing. And Richard, to that end, so many people wondering how the children are. And I know that when you both were talking with my colleague Vinnie Politan the other night, you had mentioned not even being able to see them because they're with members of Larry's family. What, if anything, can you share about how the kids are doing and how you're doing as well, please?
I'm doing okay. Just, here supporting my wife like any loving
Hmm.
husband would do during these circumstances. But that day on Tuesday, when they called us about Larry's being arrested for the murder of Maya, our first thoughts were the kids. Are we going to be able to see the kids now? Will this expedite, our visitation with them? But unfortunately, we haven't had that opportunity to actually hang out with the kids and talk to them and just show them, that their mom loved them and that she didn't abandon them, because that was the story that Larry came up, that Maya just got up and walked away from their family, and that's not true. We know that's not true. She would have never just left the house like without her kids. Um, and that's the heartbreaking. I just wish we could see them and just talk to them and hang out and show them that we love them and that we're waiting for them to come home.
Right. And speaking of what was done and not done, I read through the affidavit of probable cause for his arrest warrant on these murder charges, and some of the things that jumped out at me, and there were many things, many very sinister things that I do want to get to, but they detail just the extensiveness of this investigation. It was 9 months long, 66 search warrants served, 87 witnesses interviewed, 128 tips followed up on, numerous searches were conducted to find beautiful Maya, and Larry did not participate in any of those searches, not a one. And to me, that omission speaks volumes. Your thoughts on that, please, Richard?
Yeah, and from the beginning, we've always asked him to come and join the family. We're not accusing him of anything. He never He never put his part in searching for Maya. Everything he said about him going out and searching at places that she would go visit was a lie. Um, we never pointed our fingers at him. Wanted, we just had a lot of questions, so he had all the answers, and so he literally pretty much one by one blacklisted the family from visiting his house, and it was at that moment it was just obvious that he had something to do with Miles' disappearance, and he just made himself look like a suspect from the beginning. Um, and yeah, he never put any input in finding his wife.
I want to talk to you about how he made himself look like a suspect and get your views on that, please. Just looking at some of the things jumping out in the affidavit, the police are characterizing this as a domestic violence case, saying that he was controlling and abusive and went
Right.
to sinister lengths to try to control her when she was saying this marriage is over and I am going to file for divorce, actively taking steps to do that. And he is doing things so sinister as contacting spellcasters, something the DA said, I have never in all my years heard of any defendant doing this, but to try to do that to control her. Maricris, talk to me about this. Have you seen anything? And I know hindsight is 2020. But have you seen anything, throughout the course of their relationship where you thought he's being controlling or being abusive to your sister?
I know the controlling part is. I haven't really seen the abusive part of it. The controlling, yes, he would, make the decisions himself, and try to. If you, it's always been him. It's like, with the cars, with their finances. Maya doesn't even have, well, he controlled the finances. She makes more money, but he controls it. With their cars, she have to ask him for money for shopping, those kind of things. So he controls everything, and uh, again, being the violent, we never really seen him like violent, because my sister doesn't really want us to worry about her. She never really mentioned anything about that. But then last year alone, when their marriage was really going down, it's been rocky. My Larry was been calling every single one of us, asking us for help, advices on, help, trying to ask for help to fix their marriage. You know, he's been asking. He's been really desperate. He called my dad almost every day to ask my dad to talk to my sister. You know, that she's doing this, she's doing that. So he's asking the whole family to intervene, and we tried. You know, we tried to help them, but um, you know, she was ready. She was ready to file for the divorce.